played down here in the Dallas area, DFW, I should say, DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area, since I've been working down here lately. The first course I played when I got here was called Bear Creek. And this course is right next to the airport. Well, pretty darn close. It's not the only course that's near the airport, though. There's several courses in the area, several country clubs in the area, within about a 10-mile radius of the airport itself. And certainly between downtown Dallas and downtown Fort Worth, there's quite a few courses. It's called Bear Creek, and it has two courses. It is a east course and a west course. Now, I played the east course off Golf Now. $40 to play on a Saturday. You have to bear with the background noise. I'm sitting here next to the Las Colinas golf course, of all places, looking at this disaster, this course. Rained pretty heavily yesterday, so today this course is flooded out in a lot of places. I mean, it's just basically almost a swamp. You know, about half of it's flooded out. So anyway, about Bear Creek, it's two courses, and I would say that from the back tees, it's about 6,800 yards. It's not short at all. It's definitely a nice course to play. It's largely in the woods, so you're playing, you know, somewhere between a lane of trees, 2 lanes of trees, and it's got decent verticality. It's actually, I mean, it's really a decent course. I mean, I thought coming down here that I'd play these courses and be like playing in a desert somewhere with scrub grass up to your ankles, flat. Not at all, not so far. This month, I think from April to June, people have been saying this is the rainy season in Dallas, and after June it's going to be like 105 every day with no rain. But for the time being, it's wet. It has been raining at least twice a week here, and not casual rain, not casual storms. You hear that wind whipping through the trees here now. They get some serious storms down here. You don't want to be driving. You definitely don't want to be out in a golf cart in some of these storms that we've been getting. So it was well-grass course. The greens were really not in good condition at all, though. It was a nice course in a sense that there were almost no houses on the course. Very little traffic near the course. It was an excellent course in that regard. I think I can hardly remember any houses or any traffic noise at all. Basically just go out in the woods and chase the ball around in the woods, you know, hitting down these lanes of trees. Good verticality, everything. The only problem was because we started late. We started about 4 o'clock. We ran out of daylight by the end of the round. We were looking in the sun, directly in the sun in some of the holes. And it wasn't dark. It was just dusky. So it was a little hard to see the green on the 18th. And the other problem is that we were playing 3, and we had a problem with people jumping in front of us. They're jumping. They'd go out and play, and then get stuck behind somebody else who was behind us. I think there was a foursome behind us, and then they'd just laterally jump across the court. So we'd look up, and constantly we'd look up, and there's a twosome or a guy, you know, playing by himself. You know, they basically drive around, look for an open spot, hop out, and then just go and hit. And who cares if they're literally like, you know, 2 minutes in front of us, and when we go to hit, we have to wait for them to get out of the fairway. We had a problem once where we had 2 guys in the woods looking for their balls, and we're sitting on the tee box waiting for them to move, and these guys had just passed us to say, oh, we're going to play fast. We're going to, you know, actually they passed us on the backside. We let them go. They'd been sort of tailing around behind us all the way through the front side. There's one guy that could play, and another guy was just learning how to play, and it was a mess. So one of the problems we had was definitely it was late in the afternoon, and we had some collisions on the side because people just couldn't wait. Some people were holding up plays, some people were trying to play fast, and it was just a disaster. So in one way, but in general, it was a nice course. I can't complain about the course itself. Fair amount of water. It was a challenge to play some of the holes because there were lakes next to the greens, you know, ponds or whatever next to the greens, which is always a good challenge. Playing over creeks, always a good challenge. You know, good driving from the back tees, mid tees, and you have to choose whether to lay up in front of a creek or try to drive over it on a couple of holes. A fun course to play. I would definitely say that course was a solid B course. Absolutely, the only problem I really had was that the greens were just spotty, blotchy, spotty, not good. The kind of greens you expect to see in March, not in May. Certainly in May, I expect the greens when I go to a golf course to be in good condition. These were nowhere in good condition. The kind of greens where your second putt, if you putt within 5 feet, you have almost no chance of making it, just because they're so blotchy and splotty. Round patches of grass. So in that regard, not good. Chip on and take a putt and see if it goes in from 40 feet. I did make some good long putts. Just, banging the ball at the hole without too much speed just to see what happens. And I got a couple to go in. So there's that, but it was no real, technique or touch on the greens at all. Balls wouldn't roll straight. So overall, I give it a B. I think that's pretty much enough to say about it. It was a nice lanes course, and I certainly would play it again. If there's the West course, I have to play it. Oh, it was rated about a 127, and the West course was rated about a 125. I couldn't fault the course hardly at all, except for the greens. That's Bear Creek in Grand Prairie, or it might be Irving, Texas, but certainly a decent course. Nice course.